Hi there, in this video we're looking at the Ritz ABC in Market Harborough, and in doing so we'll also take a peek at two smaller cinemas that also operated in the town. So let's get underway. The Ritz Cinema, Market Harborough, was situated at 4-6 Northampton Road and was the last to be planned by the Union Cinemas circuit, as they were taken over by ABC, Associated British Cinemas, in October 1938. ABC completed the building and opened it on the 22nd of May 1939 with Sabu in The Drum. The Ritz suffered from a rather plain frontage of red brick. The building was built by Henry Martin of Northampton and the architect was William T. Benslin. It seated 1,109 in total. Now here's a photo of the projection room as it was in 1939. The Ross spotlight survived to the very end. The rest was changed over to Ross GC3s with peerless magnarcs sometime later. I'm told that the Ritz got the Ross GC3s from Leicester Savoy ABC when they got the Philips updates for 70mm. The Ritz had peerless magnarc lamps and Westrex sound, and at a much later date Cayley 12s replaced the Ross machines. CinemaScope arrived in 1955, but the Oriental Cinema in Market Harborough had scope before the Ritz. So let's have a quick look at the Oriental. Located in St Mary's Road, Market Harborough, the Oriental was opened on the 6th of June 1921 with Victor McLaglen in Call of the Wild. It had 524 seats. It was designed in an Oriental style with dragons and scrolls and painted panels in the auditorium depicting palm trees and oasis scenes. The proscenium was 22 feet wide and the stage 15 feet deep. The stage was occasionally used for variety acts, and there was a reed organ as well as a piano and a small orchestra to accompany the silent films. It was equipped with a gyrotone sound system in December 1929, and the first talkie to be shown was Al Jolson in The Singing Fool. A Western Electric sound system was installed in November 1931. In 1947 it was taken over and renamed the Orion Cinema. Equipped with CinemaScope, the first film to play here in that format was The Robe on the 11th of July 1955. The Orion Cinema was closed on the 17th of January 1959 with Jack Palance in The Man Inside. It was converted into a dance hall and roller rink and had been demolished by 1992. So while we're at it, let's have a look at the Cinematograph, also in Market Harborough of course. A coffee house was built at 43 The Square in 1872, and at its rear was built the Philanthropic Hall, later known as the New Hall. It later started showing films and was known as the Cinematograph. It was taken over by United County Picture Halls Limited and converted into a proper cinema, opening on the 9th of November 1911 as the County Electric Palace. Seating for 600 was provided in stalls and circle levels. It was closed on the 10th of August 1912, modernised and renamed County Cinema. The original coffee house entrance was demolished and a new entrance built. The stage was 12 feet deep and there were 2 dressing rooms. In 1932 it was equipped with a gyrotone sound system which had previously been installed in the town's Oriental Cinema. After the outbreak of World War II in September 1939, the county cinema was requisitioned by the government, closed and used for storage. After 1945, when the war was over, it was converted into a dance studio and later became the MB Club, which hosted concerts by pop stars of the day. The foyer was converted into an antique shop. In 1968, the county was demolished and a Woolworths store was built on the site. Now let's get back to our Ritz in Market Harborough. The Ritz Cinema led a fairly uneventful life. Its name was finally changed to ABC proper in 1961 and later began a policy of part-time bingo and part-time films. In the presentation picture, The man in the black bow tie is Bill Brooks, long-time manager of the Ritz. Mrs. Davis was long-time cashier and later relief manager. In 1968, Mr. Goody was manager. The chief was Keith Woodford. In 1968 also, Alex Naylor from Oakham was the second projectionist. Helga Husenrunter joined the Ritz ABC in Market Harborough in 1968 as a trainee projectionist. Christine Scrace was the ice cream girl, and various members of the Whitlock family, usherettes, etc. Valerie Gray was in the sweets kiosk. A later addition after a refit of the cinema was Oliver, Ollie, the doorman. Now the thing about Market Harborough was that it often flooded. The Welland River was rising not far off. Keith Woodford, the chief, got trapped in the cinema all night once because of a flood. The box, of course, had a slide lantern, and one of the slides was always there ready to announce that the flooding warning had been sounded. The cinema closed on the 25th of April 1978 with Bruce Lee in Fist of Fury. It was leased to Silver Line Entertainments and became a bingo club. It remained on bingo until 1982 when that was closed. Now suggestions were made to save the building for entertainment, possibly as a theatre, but these came to nothing and the building was converted into a quick save supermarket. This closed in 2007, and again there were voices being raised locally to bring back cinema use to the building. However, there were plans put forward to redevelop the site for housing and a retail unit. So it was demolished in early November 2012 and flats have been built on the site. Helga Husenrunter says she has the old dimmer rack from the Ritz. The thermometer, another item rescued from the front wall of the projection room, is on the wall of her lounge, still working well. It has a mark on it that Keith Woodford, the chief, put on all those years ago. Well, that's about it for this one. Don't forget to like, share and most important subscribe. That helps a lot. Till next time, be good to each other and I'll see you soon. Ta-da!